Well, people who live in Holmen and the town of Holland might see a major power line cut through their communities in a few years, and they're doing everything they can to stop it. News 8's Leah Linscheid joins us now live from the town of Holland, where residents there are holding a public meeting about the power line proposal. Leah?
This week, a major energy coalition is throwing its weight behind this proposed power line project, which would run more than 160 miles from Holmen and Holland all the way to the Madison area. But Mike, this might turn out to be a David and Goliath type story. The town of Holland is less than 4,000 people, but its residents are showing up in a big way tonight. More than 100 people showed up at this informational meeting, which is winding down now, to voice their opposition to the project. And they're hoping that their collective voices will put an end to the power line before construction begins. The August Prairie neighborhood is relatively new to the town of Holland.
We built out here in 2008.
Back then, Brian Meter never imagined he'd trade in his view of a blossoming community for a front row seat to these.
When they proposed this, my heart sank a little bit because I realized they're going to be proposing to put in 120, 150-foot power lines right through our neighborhood. Xcel
Energy, an American transmission company, submitted their proposal for a new power line running right through the town of Holland last week. And the project's already gaining steam with a new endorsement from a major energy coalition.
It's very important to have that kind of support for a project of this size.
The Coalition Organized for Reliable Energy, known as CORE, announced its support for the Badger Coulee project Tuesday. State agencies will review the project for at least another year before signing off on it. But local residents aren't waiting around to voice their opposition.
There's a need where we need to step up and say enough's enough. We don't want it to ruin our community and make it a place where people don't want to move.
Meter's worried about the effect these massive power lines could have on his community. He says it's already scaring away families who would otherwise build in the area.
About 2 weeks after they had a foundation built, that's when they heard about the proposed route. Every time they pull in their driveway, play in the yard with their kids, you have these big lines hanging just almost directly over the top of them.
We fully encourage people to get involved in the process.
And that's exactly what residents are doing. Besides holding a series of informational meetings, they're also pursuing legal action to stop this project in its tracks.
We don't want this area to become a grid for the power line companies. We want this to remain a beautiful area.
Now, Brian Meter's neighborhood, that August Prairie, is just across the street from where we are right now, Holland Town Hall, and those residents were speaking out tonight. Those people would be living literally hundreds of feet away from the power line. And ATC says it's been working with those communities for the past 3 years, getting their feedback on the project and where to put the power line. But Brian says he hasn't heard anything until this late summer. Reporting live in Holland, Leah Linscheid, News 8.
All right, thanks very much, Leah. Now, if the power line project is approved by state agencies, construction will begin in 2016, with the lines up and running by 2018.